classical singing, and nowadays I sing lots of contemporary and experimental music. I do performance, I do music theater. And if you would like to know more about me, please look at my website www.irenekorka. I put this into the show notes for you. And if you would like to know more about me or what's coming up for me, please subscribe to my monthly newsletter. In this podcast, I talk about themes all around contemporary music and whatever is related to this. I share with you behind the scenes, the insider knowledge, and I really want to bring you the human beings out of this great new music world closer. I'm cooperating with the NMZ. I have today this interview for you with the composer Gabriel Mălăncioiu from Romania, from Timișoara. And I'm so excited about this because I actually had the opportunity in the end of October to go to Timișoara and sing a concert there with my colleague Martin Wistinghausen, who has this wonderful deep bass voice, and we sing in a duet, just soprano and bass. And it was such a great time there. I really enjoyed getting to know Romania. And I actually already have interviewed two more colleagues of Gabriel. One is Christian Benzemuk, and this interview will come next year, and also the interview with the composer Diana Rotaru. So now please enjoy the interview with Gabriel Mălăncioiu. Hello and good morning, Gabriel Mălăncioiu, and I welcome you into my podcast, Neue, musik, leben.
Nice to meet you here, and thanks for the invitation.
Yeah, and it's great because you're in Romania, and maybe if you want, you could also repeat your name, because I'm not sure if I pronounce it correctly. I have to practice more, especially when I get to your festival in a few weeks.
Yes, it's Gabriel Mălăncioiu, but your pronunciation was quite good.
Oh, great. And where are you at right now? In what city?
I'm living in Timișoara for about 25 years now.
Wow. And I would like to know from you, how did you find your way into this new and experimental avant-garde music?
So of course, it's a process. I started in another domain. I started in a polytechnic university. Then I changed to classical music. But first, I studied classical guitar, and then in Timișoara I studied classical guitar, and then I met Maestro Remo Georgescu, who was my composition teacher and who changed everything in my professional life. So I dedicated a lot of time to learn what I haven't learned before, and that was my way to approach new music.
And when did you start composing?
I started, yes, of course, in high school. We just playing with guitar and improvising. That was usual for me, but as a conscious process, and in this field of contemporary music, I started composing under the guidance of Maestro Remo Georgescu in 2000 or something like this.
Okay, and then you did a composition degree.
Yes, I had a really big chance of studying with Maestro Georgescu, but not more in this style of master-disciple way, not in the sense that for about 4 years I've met him every day, and the composition lessons were in his house, and I was spending a lot of time in his house. he was also very good conductor, and I assisted him in even in other cities, following him to stay near his presence. Then I went to all of the courses he taught in the university, so it was quite a close relation. And after making my master degree in Cluj-Napoca, and then following a lot of workshop and composition master courses in abroad. Still, if I will have to choose one teacher, that will be Maestro Remus Georgescu.
So you learned a lot from him. Is it common in Romania that you have such a close and intense relationship? I mean, that you see your teacher daily? That sounds so luxury to me. And
No, it's not the usual way. In Timișoara, we didn't had a composition department. It was for me and for my other colleague, Gabriel Mălăncioiu, was made a kind of module of composition, and we were the only students of Maestro Remus Georgescu. And after we finished, the module closed. So it was quite an unusual situation.
it's so cool that they could make it possible for you. And when you work with interpreters and musicians, what do you appreciate most in the work with us?
Yes, of course, it's very different with every performer, but of course, I have a clear idea of the piece. But then what I appreciate is that the performer to come with new ideas and not to follow 100%, because this is all, impossible, in fact. But I appreciate this freedom that the performer must have in order to have a very good interpretation of my music. I think it's a very creative process for performers also. But of course, the performer must study, and first he have to guess my ideas. And I had some of these meetings when I just give the score, and I went to the first performance, and everything was so really well understood that I didn't have to do anything. This is my and some things were not written in the score, but they were guessed by the performers. So this I appreciate a lot.
Yeah, I also got to know you because my colleague Martin Wistinghausen, and we're also gonna perform in the fall at the festival in Timișoara, and he sang a piece by you. I think called De Profundis.
Yes.
Yeah. And I really liked it because I heard him do it quite a lot, and then I wanted to get one too. And you were able to rewrite it for me for my soprano voice. I'm very thankful for that. And so, how is it difficult for you to transfer it to another voice? And how is composing for voice in general for you? Does it come easy? Can you feel the voice very well, or is it a difficult instrument to write for?
I wrote quite a lot for voice, for choirs, and for solo voices, for voice and ensembles. So I think I am quite used to feel the voice, but usually I don't like to come back to a piece that was written. This was yes. There are not so many transcription that I make. I usually I prefer to write a new piece. But yes, that I appreciate a lot, and I was very contented with the results. So this was a good collaboration between us.
Mm-hmm. And when you write for voice, are you a composer who also tries to sing it yourself?
I'm just thinking it, not really singing.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And I mean, you also mentioned it already a little bit. You're also teaching at the university. What are you teaching, and how does it feel now to pass on your knowledge, experience to younger musicians?
I'm teaching musical analysis, and here, of course, it's a broad stylistic perspective from, I don't know, martial to really contemporary music. But then I have these courses that are more close to composition, like orchestration, or I'm teaching a course of contemporary music, but for performers, not for composers, because here in Timișoara we don't have a composition department. It's more an initiation of the young students to the world of contemporary music. And yes, in the first steps, it's quite challenging because the students are more used to the traditional repertoire. But in all of my courses, I'm trying to have a practical approach. And the practical approach here means that students have also to play or to sing contemporary music. And they are also sometimes surprised that they are enjoying a lot, and they are asking why we didn't know that repertoire. Or I'm convinced that even if they are will not sing or play this repertoire, just this contact can be very useful to for them, even when playing traditional programs.
Wow. And how would you say in general is the relationship to contemporary music? Is it appreciated in your town or in Romania, or are people curious for that, or how do you bring also people into the concerts? I mean, you're part of a festival and where you're, I think, also curating there. So how does it go there with audience or getting people curious for this kind of music and concerts?
Here in Timișoara is quite a good situation, also because of Maestro Remus Georgescu, who was the director of the Philharmonic, and he played a lot of contemporary music 40, 30 years ago. So there was a public for that, and the Philharmonic was one of the best in playing contemporary music. Also, the situation in Romania is not so bad because there are quite a few of contemporary music festivals. But even I am curating one of them, but with my colleague Gabriel Mălăncioiu. But in fact, I don't like so much this very big leap between traditional repertoire and festivals where just contemporary music is played. And in some of the festivals that I organized, I've also tried to mix. And one of the festivals, Timsonia, was quite about this idea of bringing contemporary music together with other stylistic approaches or periods, and this I'm enjoying more. Not to separate, to close contemporary music to be just a niche where just a few of the public will come to the concerts. And there was a good thing in the communist period here in Romania. Also, mainly it was very bad. But one good thing was the fact that in every concert, the Philharmonic had to propose one piece by a Romanian composer. Of course, the stylistic approach was quite limited, but few composers were really avant-gardistic and were quite close to what was happening in other countries. And it was a big chance to have symphonic works played every week by every Philharmonic. Nowadays, in the contemporary music field, I think is lacking this opportunity to have works played by philharmonics, by opera, so bigger works. Now we are focusing more on chamber music, electronic music, but this bigger ensembles and orchestras are somehow neglected because you are reaching quite difficult. It's difficult to reach them.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's great to hear that you have such a long tradition with the Philharmonie and that there's such a rich music life also with contemporary music. And it's for me, it's always fascinating how things work in different countries because every country is so different and has their advantages and their disadvantages. I mean, you're doing quite a lot of things, as we already know. I mean, you're a composer, you're teaching, you're curating, and maybe you do other things as well. And I'm always curious how people manage this. Do you structure your day? Do you have some kind of time management, or how do you focus yourself? And is there anything you can tell us, or other routines that you would ever compose at the same time every day? How does a day look for you?
There are two things that are really important in the professional field. One is composition, the other thing is teaching. Organizing and this kind of things, in fact, I don't like, but I'm doing it also to help younger composers to get opportunity to have their music played. Or yes, in Timișoara we are organizing this festival. In fact, the Philharmonic is organizing the Remul Georgescu Festival, and here the artistic director, mainly because of the love for Remul Georgescu and his tradition to go forward. So it's a kind of, I don't know how to say, to express my gratitude towards him, because mainly I'm saying no to other organizing things. There are another festival where I'm also one of the co-organizers. It's called Meridian Festival, organized by the Romanian Union of Composers and Musicologists. It's mainly based in Bucharest, but we have also concerts in Timișoara, in Cluj, in Iași. And here in this festival, I'm also very happy because of an extraordinary team with whom I'm working. And one of the most important is Diana Rotaru, who is the artistic director. And together with Irinel Angel, Constantin Basica, and Alexandru Murariu from Cluj, we had quite a good team, and we are working very well together. And that's the main thing that I'm also organizing, organizing things there. But mainly, I don't like to organize things, and I'm also trying not to be one of those composers who are organizing things just to have their music played and just for myself to promote myself. And yes, but my main focus is on composition and teaching. Also, I enjoy a lot.
And how do you do it now? I just wonder how you get everything done if you're doing so many things. And I know you're very responsible. And when I write you an email, I get an answer pretty fast. So you must handle everything.
Yes, a main things to organize my schedule is, of course, regarding the teaching, because there the schedule is very strict. Then I'm trying to find time for composition, especially in the morning. I'm more a morning person, not composing in the night is not one of the things that I'm doing. But of course, situations are different and we have to adapt. And in some periods, especially when organizing a festival, you have to do a lot of things. And of course, then the composition time will fade a little bit. And then we'll come back to normal after 1 month or 2 months. So I'm not trying to have a very strict schedule and more to adapt to the situation. And this is true also regarding composition, deadlines, and all of those things. I'm trying to do it when I have time to have a freedom, not to be pressed, stressed, because it's not working for me. For other composers, this is the way that things are going very well.
That's interesting that you mentioned this point because I also know there's some people, composers or also other artists who really like this kind of pressure thing, and then they whatever do their masterpiece. And I'm also more like you that everything I can do ahead of time, I feel much calmer and better. And if I have to, I mean, I can also work with a tight deadline, but it's not my favorite, not at all.
Yes, but in fact, I'm also thinking of a course that I was doing in Mürzuschlag, and it was a 2 weeks course. In the first week, we have to compose a piece, who then was rehearsed and played in the second week, and it was a really hard work because you had to do work for an ensemble of 5 or 6 people done in 1 week with scores, parts, and everything. And yes, the result was very good. So this situation can be also good, but usually I don't prefer working that way.
I totally understand you. I once had this situation with a composer, and he liked me to really annoy him or whatever. Yeah, kind of beat him, like, write this piece. And he even said to me, you can do this, Irina. I need this to write this piece. But I mean, then I did because I had to do it in a way because otherwise he really was not writing. But for me, it felt awful because I don't want to be the person who's kind of pushy. I rather have people do it in their own way. And so I'm not so inclined to repeat this collaboration to be the pushy soldier or something.
Yes.
Yeah. And what does it mean for you to be true to yourself and authentic in this music business? And how do you keep true to yourself?
That was one of the main ideas transferred by Remus Georgescu, even from the first day of meeting him, to be true to yourself. But of course, this is good and great idea, but it's very hard to apply it, and I think you will need a lifetime to, and so it's a process, and in the first years, of course, you are trying to know everything and learn all the eccentric techniques and all the avant-garde currents and all of those things. But then it you will have to have a time to sit and to feel what you will do with this large array of information. And I don't know, I'm not a very auto-analytical person. I don't know exactly what I'm doing, but I'm thinking music more in terms of an energetic flow, in the sense if I'm starting a new piece, I'm feeling from the first pitches that it's in the good direction because everything is flowing smoother and it's evolving well. If after 1 day or 2 days I'm feeling that it's difficult, something is not working, I will erase everything and start with a new beginning until I will have I don't know how to say, natural flow or something like this. So
Wow, it's also a great indication. And I think I mean, I'm not composing at all, so I have no clue, but I'm also always fascinated. And that you have then this also discipline or to whatever erase the old stuff, because I'm not sure if sometimes you're inclined, oh my God, I've written something, I can't just throw it away. There must be something. And I think sometimes in life it's easier to really start or over than to whatever fix something over and over again.
yes, I'm also thinking for me it's easier. Uh, Usually I'm starting a piece and I'm finishing it, but now I'm writing a bigger work where I had to stop a lot of time then to work again. And in these days, I felt that one part of this work was not flowing in the right situation, in the right direction. So I prefer to let everything apart and to start again. But of course, as you said, it's not a very easy decision because you worked maybe quite a lot, and but for the whole work, I think it's better to do this way,
Hmm.
to
So
have a new start.
yeah, you have a good instinct and to start new with a white paper again. But with the stuff you then erase, do you keep it? Can you find some material for some other piece? You're like, oh, now this is the best thing I should use. Or do you always start new, new, new?
No. Prefer to start again from scratch and to throw what was not good. I'm Beethoven was very good in recycling and having these sketches, and of course, we see that he had extraordinary results. I cannot work this way,
Mhm.
and as you said, intuition is very useful, I think, in this way to feel if the piece will go in the direction you feel that is good or not, and
Mhm.
then everything will fall in the right place. If not, I prefer to have a new start.
Mhm. Yeah, and that's just such an important point to figure out. I mean, with composing or with me preparing my pieces, how you work. I mean, there is no right or wrong, but it's just to figure out how it works the best for you. And for some other composer, it will work differently. And I mean, we can try out things, and maybe we also have phases. And yeah, but that's so important. I mean, how do you get your ideas or creativity down on paper and really make a music piece, that it's not just stuck somewhere.
Yes, I think the most important thing is to adapt yourself to the situation, because there are situations when a performer is asking for a piece and is very clear about the theme. I don't like very much to be restricted stylistically, but you have some ideas, and that's initial point from where the piece will evolve. And I like this situation. I just not to be restricted stylistically or to use, I don't know, to sound like this or that. Then I will say that I'm not interested in writing that music. But every other idea can be very useful, and I can adapt to it. So every piece, I think, has will have quite a different approach. In other cases, I will start a piece from nobody was asking for it, and I'm just feeling that I want to write that music. And it's not that one way or other way is better, or from my perspective, one piece will be better than the other. It's just a question of adapting yourself at what's needed.
What I also found fascinating when I think of composing, and when I hear that you mentioned this thing with whatever the stylistics, that I think I enjoy being an interpreter, because I can sing so many different things, and I don't have to say I just do this style or that style, and I like this versatility. But if I would compose, I think I would not be able to decide if I go this direction or that direction. And but I guess if you are a composer like you probably have also then you're very clear that you probably know again in which direction to go, even though there's so many options and so much material, isn't there?
Yes, I'm not thinking too much of even the style of the new piece, or because there are external things that are influencing, of course. If I'm writing for a festival where just avant-gardistic music is played, of course, I will adapt in this direction. Or if famous performer is asking me to write for him, of course, I will have one approach, and a different approach if I'm writing for students or for a new ensemble. So these are external things that are influencing, in fact, the composition, and I don't feel restricted by them. And many choices are then falling apart because of these influences from outside of me.
And what does success mean for you?
I don't know what to say. I think a composer is more successful if his music is played, is loved by the performer, is loved by the audiences. I'm don't like very much the idea of competitions and this kind of. Even though I'm in many juries of composition, and I can see even in Remu Georgescu Festival we have a composition competition, and we are receiving 200 works, so different stylistically and technically and everything. And I can see that we will choose, I don't know, 20 works that are very, very good, but then we have to decide just for 5 works to win. And it's so difficult, and it's depending also on my mood. It's something very subjective. It's I think you cannot be truly objective in the field of music. So I don't know what to say. Bela Bartok was saying this thing with competition are for horses. I think even they are not for horses because they will not start to compete just if a human being is asking them. But I'm not so success for me, and doesn't mean that he has won I don't know what prize. Although there are many very good composers who won those prizes. So, but for me, success means I think this is more important to me: the performer and the public to connect to my work. And if I'm showing that my piece is played 10 times or 20 times, for me it's a successful piece. It's not just a piece that was played one time and then the performer or the ensemble or the philharmonic is not playing it anymore.
Yeah, and I know that's for both sides very important or nice if people can be done more often, because also the interpreters, we get in more deep and feel more comfortable. And I also think, yeah, if it really reaches the audience, and also what you said, that the performer loves this piece or has a connection to it. We all know there are situations, whatever the composer has something he can do, and then he would ever maybe ask me, can you sing this, or there's this festival, blah blah, and then I do this. But there's also this other situation that I sometimes get asked, Irene, can you whatever sing a concert, and then I can choose the pieces, and then you also, I make a decision. Sometimes it has to be in whatever a certain theme or certain style or different styles, whatever they want, if they want to see what options the voice has. But then I also make choices that, if I like performing this piece, or if it gives me something. And sometimes there are pieces I also have performed once, but I'm not so keen on repeating it again because maybe something didn't feel so comfortable or whatever. And so I think this is a very, very important point, that pieces also get performed more often. And I also have some pieces in my repertory. I think one I've done like 30 times, and and it's great to have like a contemporary music piece and do it again, 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 and really enjoy it. And so I think, yeah, it's a very valid point, because in the end, no one wants just to compose and perform a piece once and then it's, I don't know, in the trash or so. I don't think that's what we are for, even though, like in Germany, we still have this culture with funding where they oftentimes mainly support new pieces. And then you have to always figure out programs with new pieces that you get the money. But, and that's fine too. New pieces are great too, but I think it would be great to find a balance, at least in Germany, because there's so many written pieces. They should be performed more often.
Yes, I think you mentioned doing a program. This is also very important because I think, and you also said that it has to be a balanced situation. I think that it's good to have new works, but also older works to have, because when you are programming a concert with just new works, it's you have to trust a lot the composers who are writing, because you don't know what he will write. Maybe he is an extraordinary composer, but now he will write quite a bad piece. And if all the composers are in this situation, you will have a program in which you have just bad works. And then a balanced situation, I think, is working better. So that's what I saw when I'm structuring programs, and more successful concerts were in this situation.
And is there anything that drives you forward, or do you have a vision?
I cannot say. I enjoy composing, and this, I think, is main drive, not recognition in the field of contemporary classical music is not so a big thing nowadays. Money are also not a big thing in this domain. So mainly we are doing this because of our passion, and I think that's a main drive.
Mm-hmm. And I enjoy talking to you. And we're actually at the last question I would like to ask. And my last question is there any tip you would like to add, a tip we would like to give young artists?
The advice Remus Georgescu gave to me was, of course, very good to trust yourself and to try to be authentic. But it's the advice is very good, but it's difficult to turn it practical, and that's why I think composing and everything in the musical domain is quite linked to spirituality in the sense of finding yourself. Because when you are more confident, when you are knowing that you are going in the right direction, somehow you are feeling that, not because of prizes or other recognition, but you are feeling this, then I think things will move in the right direction. So that's why I think good advice for every young composer will be to dive inside and to try to find who you are in this world where so many information is coming from all the channels.
Well, dear Gabriel, I thank you so much for this great talk, and I'm also looking forward to seeing you pretty soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you also, and I'm looking forward to meet.
This was the interview from today. I hope that it inspired you. And please send me your emails, send me your feedback, because I love to interact with you. Thank you very much that you tuned in with me today. I really, really hope that you liked it. And please tell your friends and colleagues about this podcast. I thank you very much. I wish you all the best. Live your music, live your life, and see you next time. Yours, Irene.